Okay, adding and subtracting rational expressions without common denominators. So last time we did it with common denominators where you were just combining like terms on the top. Now we're going to do it where we have to find a common denominator and then we can combine like terms on the top. Okay, so again, same denominators mean they have the same base. Different denominators mean they have different bases. That's the only difference here, okay? So first things I always want you to do, if it's a subtraction problem, you need to distribute the subtraction sign to the top of whatever the second fraction is. So like in this case, I'm going to distribute that subtraction to the top so that becomes a -2, and now it's an addition. Okay, so I want you to always do that very first thing. Check if it's a subtraction. If it is, you're going to distribute that subtraction sign to the top. Okay, now we have to find a common denominator. So I'm going to look at my denominators. I have 2 and I have 2mn squared. So the common denominator here is 2mn squared because 2 goes into 2mn squared. Okay? So that first fraction is missing the mn squared. So I have to multiply top and bottom by mn squared so that I can get the common denominator there. Okay, so I'm just going to multiply that top and bottom. I'm not multiplying anything to the second fraction because it already has everything we need. All right, when you multiply that out, you get 4mn cubed, because n squared times n is n cubed, over 2mn squared, plus -2 over 2mn squared. Now we have the same bases, so we can just combine like terms on the top. So our final answer here is 4mn cubed minus 2 over 2mn squared. And we're all done with that one. Okay, let's look at example B. So again, we have to find our common denominator. So we have 2x cubed and 4. So 2 goes into 4, so it's going to be 4x cubed. Because you have to see what do 2 and 4 both go into. It's 4, and then the x cubed just kind of follows there. Okay, so that first fraction needs to be multiplied by 2, so that becomes a 4x cubed. The second fraction needs to be multiplied by x cubed to top and bottom. So I'm going to multiply that first fraction by 2 over 2. Second fraction by x cubed over x cubed. And you get 6x over 4x cubed plus x cubed times x is x to the 4th. X cubed times -4y is -4x cubed y. And that's all over 4x cubed. Then we can just combine like terms. So that's x to the 4th minus 4x cubed y plus 6x all over 4x cubed. And that's your final answer there. Okay, now let's look at these ones. These ones are a little bit different, not that much though. So first, that's a subtraction sign. So I need to distribute it to the top of the second fraction. So that becomes 3 over a plus 5 plus -4 over 2a minus 4. Now, a plus 5 and 2a minus 4 are completely different. So my common denominator is a plus 5 and 2a minus 4. And I'm just going to leave those in their factored form. Do not multiply those out. Okay, so I'm going to multiply the first fraction by 2a minus 4 and the second fraction by a plus 5. Okay, so I'm just multiplying that first fraction by 2a minus 4 to top and bottom, second fraction by a plus 5 to top and bottom. When you multiply that out, you get 6a minus 12 over a plus 5, 2a minus 4, plus -4a minus 20 over a plus 5, 2a minus 4. Now I'm just going to make this into one fraction, so that's 6a minus 12 minus 4a minus 20 over a plus 5, 2a minus 4. Combine like terms, so that's 2a minus 32 over a plus 5, 2a minus 4. And we're done. Okay, and I want you to leave the bottom in their factors. Don't multiply that back out. Okay, let's look at B. So here the common denominator is x plus 6 and x minus 2, or x plus 2. I said that backwards. It's x minus 6 and x plus 2. So I'm going to multiply the first fraction by x plus 2, second fraction by x minus 6. So you get 4x plus 8 over x plus 2, x minus 6, plus 5x minus 30 over x plus 2, x minus 6. Make it into one fraction, combine like terms. So 4x plus 5x is 9x. 8 minus 30 is -22, and that's all over x plus 2, x minus 6. Final answer. Okay? Let's do these last two examples. So this is a subtraction, so I'm first going to distribute that to the top. So that becomes negative 5n over 6n minus 30. Now, my common denominator is n plus 2, 6n minus 30. So I'm going to multiply the first one by 6n minus 30 to top and bottom. Second one to by n plus 2, top and bottom. When you multiply that, you get 36n minus 180 all over 6n minus 30 and n plus 2. Then on the other one, you get negative 5n squared minus 10n. And over the same thing, create this into one fraction, and then just combine like terms. So you end up with negative 5n plus 26n minus 180 all over 6n minus 30 and n plus 2. Cool? Let's do this last one. So first, again, distribute that subtraction sign to the top of that fraction. Now I'm going to multiply the first fraction by n minus 3, the second fraction by 5n minus 5. So you get 5n squared minus 15n plus negative 25n squared plus 25n. And that's all over n minus 3, 5n minus 5. Just create one big fraction out of that. Combine like terms. So you get negative 20n squared plus 10n over n minus 3, 5n minus 5. And we're all done. Okay? Please come to class with questions that you have. Remember, this is the last video. So we will be testing soon-ish. All right? Yeah, we'll have a review day and then we'll test. So I will see you guys tomorrow.